Back to you with another one. And the Kansas City Chiefs absolutely dismantle the Las Vegas Raiders 31 to nothing. Matter of fact, the game is still going on right now. That's how bad it is. I've started my post game early in this one. It's in garbage time. Gardner Minshew is now at quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. I had done a pregame show with R&J Podcast, Chris for Raiders, and I had talked about how ironic it would be if Gardner Minshew got back into this football game. And he was in right before the third quarter ended. Patrick Mahomes today really couldn't miss. Rashee Rice, a couple touchdowns for him. They were getting the ball to him in space, quick throws to him coming across the middle. That was something I'd preached all week, was getting Rashee Rice the ball. Coming out of this suspension, getting him confident back, and having him back. Worthy came up with some huge catches today. Mahomes on the sideline threw across his body. Worthy came up with a huge catch on that one, and then also bobbled a catch right next to the goal line and was able to come down with it as well. The Chiefs really could do no wrong today. It was 3 drives in the first half of 80 yards or more. I felt like they never went backwards. Everything was at least 5 yards or more. Kareem Hunt was rushing the football well. He came out of the football game injured, and then came back into this football game. And really the key was his short yardage. When he's getting the ball on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and they're able to hand the football off to him with a full head of steam, he's tough to stop. Now, you look at the Raiders in their side, and they're on to the mock drafts, and I'm really done predicting anything about this Raiders team anymore. On that show, I had said that it was going to be a close AFC West rivalry type of a game, and obviously it wasn't. And I was just going back on history, what the Raiders had done at Arrowhead Stadium in the past with Aiden O'Connell. You go back to some of these quarterbacks, and the game seems to be close, even with Derek Carr. Very rarely was it a blowout. I can remember there was one time the Raiders stomped on the Chiefs logo. Another time they circled in the bus with John Gruden. But yeah, I mean, you can't really remember a time the Raiders really beat us at Arrowhead, but the games have always been close, and Mahomes has been able to find a way. Today, they did it with screens, misdirections, keeping Max Crosby at bay, and he actually went out in this football game. People say that was a dirty play by Noah Gray. They went to the guy who does the referee for CBS, and he said it was the legal cut play. So the Chiefs really could do anything they wanted on offense out there. I want to talk about something that happened, and really a turning point in this football game. It's 7 to nothing at this point. The Raiders come out their second drive. Geno drops the snap. Okay, so you're 2nd and 12. Okay, now Tucker, you're behind Tucker on a rollout pass. Tucker's wide open. Geno misses him. He's inaccurate. You're 3rd and 12. The refs give you an illegal contact on McDuffie. I thought that was questionable, a little tic-tac. Okay, so now you got 1st and 10, and they're not able to do anything with it. On 3rd and 8, he hits Beck with a 6-yard catch, and now 4th and 2, they got a punt. And listen, Mahomes, it was their first or second drive, and they're at I want to say it was a 4th and 1 situation, coming out of a timeout, and Mahomes goes, "It never effing works, man. It never effing works, man. Hike!" He hikes it to Kareem Hunt, and the Raiders' defensive line is not ready for the snap. So the Chiefs kind of get a free play right there. And how many times was the ball batted in the air in that first half for the Raiders, and they were just unable to come down with it? Lalulu with a missed interception. There was also another one by Palomal right into his hands, but you had a Raiders, Max Crosby was in the neutral zone. So they give him a penalty on that play. So Geno comes out on his 3rd drive. It's 3rd and 5. Geno they showed the view of the field right in front of him. If he just runs it, he's got the first down. Mind you, it's only going to be about a 5 or 6 yard gain, but he's got the first down. He tried to get greedy and tried to actually throw this ball downfield and got sacked on the play. The Chiefs defense was all over him. Spags called a hell of a game. And like I said, the Raiders offense never had the football. What was the stat that I saw? The Raiders ran 13 plays in the first half. The Chiefs had 21 first downs. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And they had 3 drives of 80 yards or more. Like I said, Rasheed Rice came back hot. Worthy was making plays. Tyquan Thornton had a bomb. Thought he should have caught it. Mahomes threw a dime to him on a bomb earlier. It was right on his shoulder, but it fell up incomplete. He was able to rebound later on in this football game where Mahomes stepped up in the pocket, and he's coming on a deep crossing route and is able to get a big 40-yard gain right there. But Pacheco ran the football well. He had the last touchdown to make it 28-0. Ran over a couple Raiders in the process. Stone Forsythe with some dirty play on Omar Norman Lott. Clearly, he's down on the ground and then goes down and jumps on his back. So they called a personal foul, necessary roughness on that play. I thought it was a good call. You look at the penalties, and yeah, I mean, early on in this football game, they were calling some stuff for the Raiders. They were calling some stuff for the Chiefs. I thought the Chiefs possibly could be under a microscope. There was a holding call to make it 1st and 20 early on in this football game, and Mahomes steps up, hits Travis Kelce for like a 45-yard gain into Raiders territory. So those are some big plays early on in this football game. I don't think the Raiders game planned for Brashard Smith in this screen game. 7th-round pick out of SMU, really coming on. Someone that I had made a video on saying that I thought he was the second best running back on the Chiefs. He's really the third right now, but he's a dangerous weapon out of the backfield. Couple 3rd and 14 conversions from Patrick Mahomes. He had 2 of those today. One of those was to Brashard Smith, and you know everything went right for the Chiefs. Hollywood has a first down. He fumbles. Jeremy Chin's able to punch it out, and it goes right into Worthy's hands. The next play, Mahomes goes across his body to Worthy, and that leads to that 28-0 run. And really, after it was 28-0, it was garbage time because the Raiders were unable to move the football. And really, the Chiefs just held the football. They never let Geno Smith on the field to score, and even when they did, he was going 3 and out. So you look at Geno Smith, was it really on him? It was just the Chiefs played a complete football game, defensively, offensively, and on special teams. The Raiders could do nothing right out there. They definitely tried, but Genty had a couple nice runs. I wrote it down. I said Genty had a couple nice runs in a row, and then on that 3rd and 5, yeah, another big play. Geno's got to be able to run that football. If Geno doesn't step up and run that football and tries to wait for something to open up, he's going to get sacked right there. And Mahomes was a magic Mahomes show out there. A no-look pass to Rasheed Rice on the sideline for a first down. Just incredible. A deflection right into Juju's hands. A lot of lucky shit happened for the Chiefs out there today, but they played well. And Crosby really was a non-factor. We had talked into this game with Christopher Raiders and R&J Podcast about Caillou Kelly, and Rasheed Rice beat him on a back shoulder. I felt like they were going at him a lot earlier in the game. He kind of figured it out, and then they went to him right before the half to make it 21-0, but they knew exactly who to go to and who to go against on the Raiders. They tried to blitz him on a second and goal. They tried to be aggressive. We had talked about that. Pete Carroll in this defense being aggressive and blitzed Mahomes on the goal line. I thought it was the wrong place to do it on second and goal, and Mahomes hit Hollywood on a slant right up the middle for a touchdown. So, like I said, I mean, um, the the thing that I'll remember about this game is the play where Mahomes went. It never effing works, man. It never effing works. And you saw a couple Raiders defensive linemen kind of stand up a little bit because Mahomes kind of just like nonchalantly, and then he gets a snap, takes it, and then hands off to Kareem, and the Raiders weren't even ready for it. So that was like really to sum up this game for the Raiders, and they're they are definitely onto the draft at this point. 2-5, they had a chance to get their season back on track, winning this game in Arrowhead. They had to win; it was a must win, and now you're looking at Fernando Mendoza for the Indiana Hoosiers. You're looking at guys like Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeyer, Cade Klubnik for Clemson. Um, Devin Moore, the quarterback for Oregon. The good thing is this draft is quarterback heavy, and they will be able to replace Geno Smith after this year, who really hasn't been able to do anything this year. This year, this game he didn't turn the ball over, but at the same time he didn't have a lot of plays as well. I'm looking at the stats right now: 71 total plays for the Chiefs, 26 for the Raiders. They've almost tripled them up in plays. That's how crazy it's been. The Raiders are 0 for 6 on third down. The Chiefs are 9 of 13. The Raiders didn't even have 100 total yards. I don't know if these stats are updated because Gardner Minshew now has the ball at the 9-yard line. Wow. So the Chiefs are still up 31-0. I'm doing my post game now into the fourth quarter of this one. Brashard Smith's going to take it, and he's going to be wrapped up. Looks like it's going to be no gain, but the Chiefs are now threatening to put more points on the board. And with Gardner Minshew on the field, how good is it to see him getting back at the Raiders, a team last year that he started for, and he's really not a starter in my opinion. He's a guy that comes off the bench for you for a couple games in the year. The Raiders tried to make him a starter. It definitely didn't work out. The fan base gave him a really hard time, and he now has a chance to come back for the Chiefs and play the Raiders and get a score right here. He's going to hand off to Brashard Smith, and he's going to be tackled right at the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Chiefs right here, threatening 31-0 in garbage time. Clipboard Jesus, Gardner Minshew in this football game. 5 penalties for the Chiefs, 38 yards. 8 penalties for the Raiders, 58 yards. There were some penalties to help the Chiefs and their drives get going. There was a penalty in the end zone on Juju. I believe he caught the pass, but they said it was a holding. I believe it was on Caillou Kelly. And then the Stone Forsythe, unnecessary roughness. I thought those were good calls. I don't remember a lot of the other ones. But the Chiefs dominated this football game. Yards per play, they were averaging about 6.5, 7, and the Raiders were averaging about 3.5. Again, the stats have not been updated right here, but that was pretty much it. The Chiefs had 400 total yards and the Raiders had 84 yards. It was just it was a professional football team playing a high school football team. That's pretty much the take I can give you. And that's pretty much it. The Chiefs are going to go on and win this football game 31-0 or 38-0. I'd appreciate it if you can go check Daniel Berry Sports highlights out. He does highlights on the NFL, MLB, NBA daily. He also does Dodgers play-by-play. for the World Series and Rams play-by-play. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.